Hi everyone, how's everybody doing? Today we are going to talk about the Magician. This is another one of my favorite cards. This card is also a card of power. This is going to be, you'll hear me say that a lot with the tarot. There are certain cards that have an incredible amount of power, and Magician is one of them. Take a good look. The Magician. When I look at this card, I always see Merlin. Merlin the Magician. So think about a magician. A magician is all about creating, right? Creating their own reality. So the magician is having control, knowing what needs to be done to get what they want, being creative and having a creative essence. This is also a certain amount of knowledge that you have and that you're gaining and that you're using. So it's a couple of different things. On one hand, you have a certain amount of knowledge to do the things that you want to do, to manifest what you want to manifest, and to create a form of magic that you want to create for your life. Now remember, magic is energy. We are all magical beings. So you don't have to be Wiccan, you don't have to be pagan, you don't have to practice any type of witchy thing to be a magician or to have magic in your life. This is about self-control. So they do have a form of self-control. This is about self-confidence. This is also about creating. You can create pretty much anything that you want to create. This is about individuality. They have their own mind, their own thought. They're going to do things sometimes in their own way. And this is sometimes also having to be the one to do things on your own and having to be creative for the self. This represents also an identity, getting to know who you are on a deeper level. This is also a card of divination. There is a form of internal knowledge, whether you understand it or not, or you're tapped into it or not. So if you know or feel that you have a certain amount of knowledge within you and you really want to tap into it, you want to really connect and meditate with the Magician card, because this is a card of knowledge. This guy knows how to get stuff done. This is also a card of communication. He knows how to communicate what needs to happen. Now let's take a look at the symbols here. These symbols are absolutely incredible. First of all, why don't we take a look at this figure 8 here, the infinity symbol. What this represents is the infinite energy of the universe. Energy is energy. It's not negative, it's not positive, it's neutral. It's how we choose to use it. Again, as the magician, how are you going to use your power? And how are you going to use your knowledge? The other thing about this is that it's continual. A magician is continually learning and growing. And when you learn and you grow, what happens? You shed skin and you become a new person. So let's take a look at this right here, his belt, excuse me, which is a snake. And if you think about it, a snake sheds his skin and is reborn. And I always think of when you are a magician, you're always learning. There's always more to learn. You're skillful. You have a certain set of skill, but you're still learning. Now, take a look at his hands and this right here. You have this arrow here, up and down, and look at his hand. This represents above and below. The universe, the divine, up, and the earth below. As above, so below. What happens in the universe can physically manifest into the earth plane. Now, look at, he has all his tools that he needs to move forward. Okay, this cup represents water. The pentagram represents earth. This wand right here represents fire, and the sword represents air. So this is the mental energy. This is the fire energy, the passion and the drive that he needs to make stuff happen. the emotion behind making anything happen, and the physical components that you need to make shit happen. All right. I hope you enjoyed the Magician card. I will be back with you next week and we'll talk about the High Priestess. Have a great week.